want you to thank your luck that you live in a time where men are this brutally honest about what really goes through their heads.
Be educated less than you, but at least makes him feel like a man and makes him feel respected.
If I don't text her back fast enough, she will say, "Who are you texting?" And that's
80% of divorced women that left their husbands for cheating are now side chicks to married men.
Not going nowhere. Stop. Believe me if you care about me.
Worried that my long-term boyfriend isn't the one.
You're kind of saying, I want my boyfriend to be just a little more toxic than he is.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Now, before I get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
Guys literally know how to look past all of their feelings and do what's best for them. Like, they literally know that even if they feel something with someone, that does not mean that it's the best time to be with them, to be in a relationship, or to focus on anybody but themselves.
I agree with her 100%, but I also want to give my theory as to why I believe that is. I feel like some women have this scarcity mindset. They're looking for the one great love of their life. But I believe that some men have more of an abundance mindset where they believe that I'm sure I'll find love. It's easy to pass up on an amazing woman when you believe that there are so many amazing women out there. Forget what they say on this app. Forget what they say online. They know that there is an abundance of good women out there.
Not the only one.
That's why they're okay to, let this one go because they know they'll find another. It's like that quote that I told you guys before. Give a man 10 women and he'll keep looking. Give a woman 10 men and she'll choose. Like, some men are okay putting their career first and their friends first and their finances first and their new business first. They'll put all these things before romantic love. But women are always looking for that one true love that she's willing to sacrifice anything and everything for. They've always been taught to focus on themselves. Do what makes you happy. And that's exactly what they do. I think that's why it bothers some men so much to see women decenter men and center themselves, because they know that we weren't really raised that way.
She just flipped everything on his head. She put men in the position of woman. That was wow, the way she did that. They do that nowadays. They put men in the position of woman, and it doesn't make any sense at all. Like, that's what men do. Men actually settle. Men actually don't mind. Women don't settle for anything. Women want the hottest guy. They think they have unlimited options. And guys are done with obnoxious, aggressive, modern women. Like you. Really? Why would a guy stay? So this is the thing. Guys are okay with being alone. This women don't understand this. We are okay with it. We'll be just fine.
I hope none of you are women who are being abusive to a man. But if you are, I encourage you to get the help you need. I encourage you to get to the root of why you lash out, why you take things to a physical place, or again, that verbal abuse, because a lot of people, a lot of women sweep under the rug the verbal abuse. Because again, they feel like, oh, it's not as bad as the physical abuse, or they may feel like this is common behavior, talking to their man in a certain kind of way, being blatantly disrespectful, constantly cursing them out. And I know some of you are going to say, well, he's behaving in that way. And that's different, right? If he's behaving that way, well, one, I would say, well, both y'all need to leave that relationship. If it's that toxic and neither of you are willing to go get the help necessary to fix this, you both need to walk away, right? We don't want to let their behavior be an excuse.
A man shouldn't be dealing with that in the first place. Like, with a woman talking to him in that way. But it happens, though. Women have to go because they know another man is going to come and protect them. They say crazy things. Like, if I was to say the things some women say to another man, I'd have to worry about a fight. They don't feel any consequences or any repercussions for their actions, because they know another man will come and protect them just at a phone call, especially if you're in a major city. Like if you're in New York or like Chicago or something, they'll be there in 15 seconds.
In some cases, when men leave women that are intelligent, beautiful, educated, have everything to offer, for a woman that has less than that, it is because they lack respect in the relationship. That woman might degrade him or put him down, make him feel like less than a man, so he will leave for a woman that might look less than you, be educated less than you, but at least makes him feel like a man and makes him feel respected.
You're right about that.
All day long. Guys are doing it by the boatloads now. Guys have woken up. That's what's happening. Guys woken up and men are done with it. They're done with it. They're done with the betrayal. They're done with being in the friend zone. They're done with women pushing them to the wayside, saying I can find someone better. Because that's what guys are facing. They're facing women who have unlimited options. It's funny the way the other woman try to flip it, right? You guys seen that? Wow.
I see and hear all my ladies in the comments lamenting how being with men and being in a marriage isn't beneficial for us anymore. And I want you to thank your luck that you live in a time where men are this brutally honest about what really goes through their heads.
Your time is up!
You might think that this new batch of men is just horrible, but I assure you, your dad and grandpa's generations were likely worse by far. The only difference is that those men knew that those conversations are locker room talk or barbershop talk, and it's counterproductive to have those in front of women. It makes you unattractive. They were refined in that way, for lack of a better term. Now, these youngins, for some reason, lack that socialization, and not only do they think that they could say whatever they want and still remain attractive to women, but they also do get a kick out of hurting your feelings and bringing you back down to earth. But I say thank your luck that you live in today's world, because you are way better equipped to make informed decisions about the men you let into your life than your mother or grandmother ever was.
Yes, and men, it's the same for men. Men are very well informed. They are. They see women showing themselves in broad day. They see it all day long. They see video after video. All the man has to do, if he wants to know about a woman, is go on TikTok and just scroll through. He sees everything. And like she explained, some male conversations weren't meant for us to hear. I think men want women to hear the conversation nowadays. So women can know men are being serious. They're taking their life serious. There's a lot of guys saying that are sitting by the wayside waiting for me. That has stopped. There was a lot of guys back in the days waiting for a woman who was aggressive, or waiting for a woman who looked at them as nothing, right? Played secondhand. Guys aren't doing that anymore. Things are changing. As she said, it says right here, some conversations weren't meant for them to hear, but it's fine.
I'd rather honestly have you tell me that you don't like me enough than tell me it's your life circumstance. I went on one date with a guy, and it was a great date. And then we went on a date right before Christmas. And then right after New Year's Day, he texted me, "Hey, Anna, I loved meeting you and spending time with you. Like, 1.5 hours I spent with you on our only date, but I have to be upfront. I met somebody else shortly before meeting you, and the relationship progressed very quickly. I'm at a point with her right now where it wouldn't be fair to continue seeing you." And I was like, wow, respect, totally understand. Was I disappointed? Yeah, I was a little disappointed, but whatever. It was one date.
I've had maybe 2 guys in my whole dating experience be straight up with me, being like, "Hey, there's somebody else that I was also seeing, and I really want to pursue that person, and I think you're wonderful," and this and that. And I had so much respect for them that they were just so kind about it and just really brutally honest. And I was like, damn, thank you. I appreciate that, rather than ghosting or just giving me the excuse of not being further along in your career.
Yeah, don't use your career as a cop-out, right?
Can I say something? Respectfully, I think they're all ugly, and I think I'm just gonna go.
Wait, you said you think all of us are ugly?
Yeah.
Because they got a hot girl, they can be horrible. Like, you're still ugly.
I know I'm not worthy of you, but I just can't help loving you. It's like wanting to touch a star. You know you'll never reach it, but you've just gotta keep trying.
Are you in love?
I was.
Hey, pick a superpower. Invisibility or flight.
Right.
I'm already invisible.
Been in a relationship for 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's serious.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you trust her?
Yeah.
Is she loyal?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hopefully.
Have an AI that searches any dating app with just a face photo. Would you want to see it?
Yeah.
Do you have a photo so the AI can search the database with like facial recognition? Take a picture of that? Alright, the results just came back with a match, bro. Look, is this her? It says it's Tinder Premium.
Oh my god, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, man, he finally knows now. He needs to go the other way. And this is how you need to find out. Heartbreak like this.
When you know, you know.
What's your biggest pet peeve when it comes on to texting? If I don't text her back fast enough, she will say, "Who are you texting?" And that's because I something that I'm busy with. So that's my pet peeve.
Do you think that's like an insecurity, or where could that stem from?
No, I'm just like,
she's crazy.
Can I cuss?
Say anything you want to.
I'm just like, what the are you doing? Like, I'm number one priority. Period.
So entitled, so spoiled.
Point blank.
But she also wants me to pay for everything, so.
You're his number one priority, or you believe you should be. What number priority is she actually in reality?
Two.
She's up. She's in the
Two.
top three. She's in the top three. She's at least.
I'm top
yeah.
three?
No, you're in the top. What do you said two? That's in the middle of 1, 2, and 3.
So I would be 3?
I got a mom.
Yeah, mom is 1. That's fine.
Yeah, mom is 1.
Until marriage, which is appropriate.
We're not married yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
That's
so
fine, but
maybe
why would you say
maybe
top 3? I'm number 2.
Okay, she's number 2.
Period.
I wonder why they left.
He established some ground there. I like that. He just established some ground with her. You're number 2. And that was decent. That attitude though, that obnoxious attitude, aggressive minded woman she is, you in danger, bro. I don't know if you want to marry her. Be very aware. Be careful.
So I'm 36. I've been dating a girl for the past 4 years. I was getting ready to pop the question, and something big happened. I found out she was cheating on me. She said she was really sorry and that it was a mistake, that she loves me and that it's never going to happen again. Any advice?
But what I'll say to you is, in my experience, watching my clients, this is either the beginning of the end or it's the end of the beginning.
Like he said, this could be a mistake, but how? So if we hit a rough spot, you're going to go fix it outside the relationship. Yeah, man, I'll get another chick. Yeah.
Steve Harvey's right for once. Get another girl. There's many out there.
My wife confessed that the baby we are raising isn't mine, and my mother told me to forgive her or she would disown me, but I decided to have her served with divorce papers. I and my wife have been married for 7 years, and what I thought was our daughter is 3. Looking back, this all started after my wife gave birth to her daughter. She suddenly became a lot more affectionate to me and was a lot more active with me in the bedroom life. She also made my favorite desserts a lot more often. I of course didn't suspect anything since even prior to her pregnancy, there were no signs of cheating, but also possibly could be that just didn't look close enough into it. Well, this whole fiasco started 2 weeks ago after a day out with her daughter, and she just sat me down in the evening and came clean about the fact that her daughter wasn't mine. Her waterworks of course also started. And apparently, it was a guy from the gym, and it lasted a month before he disappeared on her after he found out she was pregnant. Honestly, even typing this now I feel like crying since I thought I did everything perfectly, but she still cheated. As much as I wish I could say I had a stone face or something, I just started crying and she tried to comfort me, but I just pushed her away. I felt so disgusted with her. After I had calmed down a bit, I just grabbed my jacket and left for a hotel, and while I was leaving she just begged and pleaded for me to forgive her and that I was the only father her daughter knew. After crying myself to sleep in the hotel the next day after I turned my phone back on, I saw she had blown up my phone. I didn't read any of it and just blocked her. After having a little bit of breakfast, contacted a lawyer to start the divorce process, and it worked.
In my year of interviewing people, I would always ask girls if after they caught their boyfriend cheating or their husband cheating, whatever, if they stayed, and it was like 90% of the time they said, yeah, they never leave.
Okay.
No.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, so
if a girl cheats, should she apologize? Yeah, because no.
Yes, you know what makes it even funnier? She should apologize, but then you don't accept it and you walk away anyway.
That should happen.
Sayonara.
About 80% of divorced women, the ones that divorced their husbands for cheating, are now actually dating married men.
Yeah.
So literally 80% of divorced women that left their husbands for cheating are now side chicks to married men.
You can't make this up.
Oh,
yeah.
What an error.
Error.
So how do we resolve it?
Oh, do you want to
Nobody
resolve
must
it?
leave a man who cheats.
No, it's because staying with a cheating man should never be condoned, right? And dating a married man should never be condoned as well.
At all.
Omunye no munye must find their own person. Like if you are leaving your partner for cheating.
So they left their husbands and then got with a married man anyway. You always with a problem. I bet a lot of y'all were cheating during a marriage. This is what's happening. This is what's going on. And they act like it's okay. It's crazy.
My nail, I swear to God. Move. No, you're not going nowhere. You're not going nowhere. Stop. Stop acting like that. Stop. You're not going nowhere. Say, no, you're not. Move.
I'm trying to leave.
No. Please come home.
Yes, this is over toothpaste top. Bruh.
It should be on this dude. Can you come home, babe? Can you come home? Please.
I'm leaving.
Come here. Say. Stop. Do you just don't care about it? Leave or somebody who don't really care about me. I got too much responsibility. No, you don't. Because you wouldn't leave me if you cared about me.
Go. Immediately. Go. You gotta go. These women are for the streets. Look, yeah, they may not be 3 or 4 jump offs. They may not be that. They may be all about you. But they're crazy. A guy shouldn't be with a woman. He doesn't know what she's gonna do to cause him bodily harm or her bodily harm, or force him to cause her bodily harm. And why do I say that? Because equal rights, equal lefts. That happens. A woman hits you in the face, you may feel obliged to do something about it. If a woman like that, it's most likely gonna happen. I'll let you guys know. That happened to me many years ago. I spoke about it. I even told my wife about this situation. A woman, I don't know why she did it, but we were about to have sex or whatever. I was dead tired. I went to sleep, right? She sprayed water in my ear to wake me up. Get up, I want to do it. So I wake up like this, right? So I wake up and then I rushed her like, what are you doing? I was gonna hit her. She wrapped the cord around my neck and then hit me. From there on, I stopped talking to her. That was the last day I talked to her. Same thing these guys did. But only thing, the difference is they've probably accepted that hit before. That's what happened. They've accepted that, but then now they're finally seeing it. I saw it right away. I was a standing for it, and you can't go for that because they'll do it again.
If you mature faster, then why are women choosing the wrong men?
Because the new generation got sexy red guiding them to the wrong men. I feel like
that's just influence. So influence creates thinking creates behavior. Wouldn't you say that the person that has the ability to block out negative influences mature better? But women can't block out negative influence like men can?
They can. Yes, they can.
Well, how if they're always choosing the wrong men?
But I have no idea why they choose the wrong men. But I believe that we are better than it, right? When we are born, we have that nurture and we have all that in it. But it takes society. When we come out, we're now living, we're now with this family, we're in foster care.
But you're taking accountability away from the woman and you're putting it on culture and society.
So, yes.
Why are women leaving the poor choices that they made in men? Since they initiate 80% of the divorces, but they're unhappy with their choices.
We matured more, and now we're like, dang, why did I end up with this nut-ass nigga?
I thought it was embedded in you. Acting on how you feel, I would say that's immature. Kind of kids do that. How they feel, then they tend to act out. Men, we're a little bit more stoic naturally. Men are able to regulate their emotions naturally. Women get their period every month. You're more emotional. You are higher in estrogen. You are higher in trait neuroticism, so you feel more negative emotions. So therefore, if we're looking at it, the person that acts on how they feel is immature. The person that acts despite how they feel is the mature person, and that concludes to men. So let's hang that up.
Yeah.
70 or 80% of nurses are cheating on their spouse with doctors or something like that.
Oh.
And then I asked the nurse the same question. I said, why do so many nurses cheat? And she said, well, typically the nurses, they end up getting a job and they're making more than their spouse. Then they're next to a doctor or somebody who's a surgeon and they go out for a drink and they have conversations and they were like, well, what would my life be with this person? Because I go home to this person and their life sounds a little bit better than my life.
Right.
Yeah, they cheat. They just cheat to cheat. They do double shifts and they'll cheat with somebody that doesn't make as much as them. Some of those women, woo! Stories. I would love to get some stories one day. If there's any nurses out there or any doctors out there that would love to give their stories, give it, because I heard they're the biggest cheaters because they can.
Men not what I said.
All the time.
Mostly women are leaving marriages and not men. Mostly women. At the college level, it's almost all women. Then men are the exception because women are initiating 90% of the time. And then if we break those stats down along religiosity, we might come up with some different numbers. But yes, it's mostly women breaking up the home. And
How
yes,
do you know that's not men's fault?
well, because we can ask these women why the divorce happened. And we can look at court documents for the reasons that they put for the divorce. And we can run different polls where we're talking to them. And what we find is the same thing that was pulled up the other night here on whatever. He was a perfect guy. I just got sick of him. I don't like him anymore. There was no abuse. He didn't do anything wrong. I just don't.
Is she not entitled to make that choice? If
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
she doesn't like her husband anymore?
I think that if you put your own self-entitlement above that of your children, in order to have access to their father in a two-parent household, you're setting them up for failure. And that's what we see in the stats.
He's explaining that. He's explaining it from his heart, too. And then she has the nerve to say she doesn't have a choice to make that decision. Like, the woman are leaving. That's a problem. But then you try to defend it, and then you said, doesn't she have the choice? Like, she went airhead for a minute, I can tell. She went complete airhead. And didn't realize what the argument was about. She just sad, man.
And Bonnie has got countless guys lined up ready to us. Oh, how many shoes are you guys counting? Wait, well, these are all the guys. There's more in there as well.
I love cheating. It's actually my biggest fantasy. You'll never want to cheat on me. You'll be drained. Like there's nothing left in you to cheat. I am so thankful that God truly met me where I was, because I now feel emotions. I had this moment with God and I was sobbing in my living room. I was at my wit's end and I didn't understand what I was feeling, but I just knew it was like this outpour of emotion that I had not felt in such a long time. A couple of days prior, I had gotten my Bible out to set on a shelf because I needed something in that shelving cabinet, and it was just out.
It was like an old Bible you had as a kid, or
it was a birthday gift from my parents. It was out, and I just wanted an answer for why I was feeling this way. I was sobbing. I was looking at my fireplace. I grabbed the Bible, and I just like sat there, and I was just like praying. I was just like, God. I wasn't blaming God. I was just like, God, why do I feel this way? Like, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Obviously. And he was like, all you ever needed was me. So all I ever needed was him. I literally not only saw that in my brain, but like heard it. And that was all he needed to say to me for it to like manifest and like to sink into my heart and my brain. And I just kept thinking that over and over and over again. And it wasn't in that moment that I had truly repented or anything. It was that I needed an answer, and he gave me an answer.
Man, I can take accountability and acknowledge that I'm imperfect. So, for example, if a chick said to me, like, hey, Marquette, I really like guys with hair. For sure. Like, that is better than being bald. Because if you deal with a woman and you say, hey, rate each other, I'm like, oh, girl, you're a bad B, you're beautiful, you're all 10s. Whereas men, we have to live in reality. We have to acknowledge the reality about ourselves and the reality about others and figure out where we stand on the hierarchy.
People don't tell women the truth these days. Men get told the truth all the time. Women have no problem telling a man, I don't want an average man. It happens every day on my show. TLC said they don't want no scrubs, and we have no problem telling average men, you ain't crap. But if I just happen to have the nerve to agree with the woman that says she's average, then I'm Satan. I think that's interesting.
Because I can tell you this, if you ask this young lady, is she intelligent, she'll look eyes and say yes. If you ask her, does she have manners, she'd say yes. But she's been interrupting and she's been rude and unruly this whole time, which is why I have to address it. Because too often guys will look at her and say, you know, she's attractive, I want to smash. And because they want to smash, they're about to start tap dancing and like being real nice. And because they've never told her the truth, she doesn't even know the truth. That's the point. You get lied to, then you get smashed and dashed. And at the end, you're wondering why, because you have no sense of reality. And why does the lie work on you? Because you want to be lied to.
The lie works for them. They want to be lied to. And they admit it. They say this all the time. He didn't have to be creative to think, oh, I understand. It's easy. You women are giving out the playbook. It's not like back in the days. If a woman was a 304 30 years ago, she hit it a lot of times. 40 years ago, she hit it. Like there was some 304s back in the 80s and the 90s. They hit it very well. You wouldn't hear about it all over Front Street. Why? Because if you tapped it, you better keep your mouth closed. And that's how it was. And that woman was on the creep. Remember? So I creep. Yeah. Just keep it on down low. That's when it started going downhill in the 90s. So it's like, because I creep. When they started making the music, it started changing. That's when society started changing. Pay attention.
Hello, welcome in. Come on a little closer. Come on in. Don't be scared. What's your name?
My name is Tavarius.
Tavarius, how old are you?
I'm 29.
And what do you do?
I'm on tour for PBS Children's Story.
Oh, like you write children's books or?
I have an animation company that I started when I was 21 years old.
Nice.
And then it's basically about my childhood and teaching young black boys that black dads do care.
Wow, I love that. Oh, okay. Now, what are some things you like to do for fun?
So I have a Airbnb that's kind of like in the lake. So I'm a nature boy. So I love to climb trees in my time off. I love to draw. And I honestly just like peace. So I do a lot of peace and help for people who like need emotional regulation.
Okay, nice. Now, what are some things you look for in a woman?
I kind of take everybody for who they are.
Okay.
So if you are naturally more outgoing, I try to match that. If you're inside, I try to match that. So I'm kind of like, I like to make my woman happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are some deal breakers?
Deal breakers is if you don't have any passion, like if you don't know what you want to do in life, I kind of can't help you with that. You got to love yourself and figure that out for yourself.
Okay.
She had all popped a balloon. Didn't even hear what the man had to say. All choosing off of nothing. A man would have listened first. You notice that with Pop the Balloon? The men listened. The man walked in too short. Pop, 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 pop.
I'm worried that my long-term boyfriend isn't the one. He is like endlessly like patient and loving to me.
But you almost say it like you're annoyed.
Really?
Well, you're certainly not grateful. And you are allowed to lose interest in your partner. You are allowed to no longer find him attractive. You are allowed to have your feelings change. But you're not even saying that. You're just kind of like, I'm bored.
Real talk.
You're kind of saying, I want my boyfriend to be just a little more toxic than he is. I want him to piss me off. I want to fight for our relationship. You just have to find new ways with your partner to mix it up. And listen, if you're like, I just don't love him anymore, then fine. I'm not trying to convince you to be with this guy. But all I've heard from you is just like, I don't really know. He's super nice. There's some things we don't have in common. And it sounds like you are having a hard time replicating certain feelings and emotions that you responded to in the past. And the only way you have known how to elicit those feelings is through toxic men and other toxic behaviors.
That's it. And that's all they want. And it's wild, right? Why is it most of the women are this way? Like back then, you can say, okay, some women are like this, but some good girls, maybe 3 or 4 like this, but the rest of the 20 over there, good girls. Now, 15 are like this, but the rest of the 3 over there are good girls. It's like, which 3? All 15 of them is for the streets. How do I choose? And men are not choosing that anymore. Men have said, you know what? I'm gonna go my own way because I'm not dealing with it. I don't know what's what. So why am I gonna keep playing ball? And more guys are getting on that now because they realize there's definitely more to life than dealing with a woman that's not like that.
Couldn't agree more.